Bueno, soy Gabriela Warkentin, estamos aquí desde la Feria Internacional del Libro de Guadalajara un año más y me da un enorme gusto que esté conmigo Irvine Welsh, el escritor y cantante, because I heard you just sing. Hi, Irvine.
Yes, yeah, I kind of tend to burst into song at inappropriate moments, which is kind of embarrassing, but embarrassing for everybody else. I've got used to it now.
Well, I'm very glad you're here. I was just following your Twitter feed, and you're quite active in Twitter, right?
Well, I was until recently, and I've kind of haven't tweeted for a few weeks now. I kind of feel that when you get on your work head on, it can really distract you. So you've got to kind of use it a bit more judiciously than I tend to do. But yeah, I like to kind of rant a bit on Twitter, but I've kind of stopped for a bit now, and I'll get back into it when I've got when I have wares to sell, basically,
I've heard you talk and read your talk about Twitter, for example, and you said, I mean, in social media you can follow and you can read very stupid things, but you can also find good stories if you follow the right accounts or the right people.
Yeah, I tend to follow. I mean, I get my news feed off Twitter, so it's so I'm on it even when I'm not tweeting. But I kind of I've just the last couple of weeks I've just completely gone off everything. Basically, I've just been engrossed in this novel that I'm writing, and I've got a lot of TV and film work as well, and I find it quite distracting. So it's like when you can get into when you get a really good head of steam, you just got to go with it and forget everything else.
You're here to talk about it's an interesting meeting that to which you were invited, because you're going to talk about different ways of approaching civilization right now, and you're going to talk about cities, which I think is quite interesting. It's a very important subject for the times being.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's. There's an interesting thing about cities now. It's like, you have more, we're driven more to almost looking at kind of local democracy in the city-state back in almost like, the Italian kind of classic era, the Machiavellian era, where the city-state was the all-powerful kind of unit of government. And we're moving back into all this decentralization way of thinking about things now. So it's very, very interesting. I think that's a kind of reaction against globalization, a reaction against things maybe people seeming to be a bit too far from the centres of power and wanting to kind of to operate more locally in a democracy. So it's an interesting phenomenon and development. It's up, the key to all, I think, is democracy. The key to all is democracy and participation and involvement. If you don't have that, you just replace a kind of a transnational or national demagogue with a local one, so you've got to have that kind of control and accountability. It's not really about left versus right anymore. It's about people who believe in freedom and people who believe in authoritarian, some kind of authoritarian structure, that people who believe that the technology and the productive processes should be liberating people, and we should be kind of just doing what we want to do. We should be kind of we should be writing novels and doing paintings and making films and kind of making love in the fields and writing poetry. And the other people who feel that no, we need to be controlled, otherwise it's like we're all going to go crazy and it's not going to work. And we need all these structures, we need all this authority, and we need these most of all we need these hierarchies, we need these privileges to be sustained. So that's the kind of that to me, that freedom versus authority, and it's become more of a generational thing too. That is the big schism now politically that's developing.
Are we going to have you here next year with a new book, do you think?
Yeah, I'm back with a new book next year. I've got a new one out in the end of March in the UK. I don't know when it'll be available in Spain and Latin America, but hopefully it'll be the following year. But so I'm looking forward to getting it out. Yeah.
Well, we hope to see you here. Thank you very much.
Thank you.